Welcome back. We're going to talk about the subject of gathering emergency supplies. Why emergency supplies? Remember we talked about tornado tore town apart, or there was a disaster came through, and as a chaplain, you're not going to leave your family unless you know they're taken care of. Now, there's a sense of calling. What I tell you, that God come first, my wife comes second, my kids come third, and my chaplaincy or whatever ministry I'm doing comes in there. So we're going to go over a supply kit that you need when you go, and we're going to go over supplies that your family needs in case they have to be moved somewhere during this disaster, so you can go do your job if you decide to. That will be a decision. It's up to you. Disaster strikes your community. You may not have access to water, food, or electricity for some time. Well, how you going to do something to drink? A lot of polluted rivers and streams and everything. How you going to get something to drink? Do you know how to survive? How about food? Electricity? Can you start a fire? You need to be prepared for this. You need to have enough water in the house to last you for at least 2 weeks. Canned food that don't perish. MREs that the Army has, you can buy them. They don't perish. They last for a long time. A lot of canned foods that you can have, that you can open up. Pre-cooked. So you can open the can and you can eat. Or if you can, use a little bit of water and know what you're doing. You can cook the food over open fire. It's just you need to know how to take care of yourself. So let's just start looking at some disaster supply kits. Assemble the following items to create the kit for use at home, the office, at school, or in a vehicle. Water, 1 gallon per person per day. 2 weeks supply at home. 3 days supply for evacuation. How many's in your family? So how many gallons of water do you need to have to take with you? Food, non-perishable, easy top. 3 days supply for evacuation. 2 weeks supply home. Flashlights. Do they have batteries in them? Do you have enough flashlights? Do you have a NOAA band weather radio? Say it's a weather disaster, hurricane, what's going on? Or do you have a radio that you have batteries for? You keep up with the news, what's going on? Extra batteries. First aid kit. Easy to pick up. Get your first aid kit. They've got some gauze. They've got some salve. They've got some Band-Aids. They got things to take care of minor things. First aid kit. Medications. What about your medications? Do you have enough supply? Do you have them in your prescription bottles? Because a lot of times, when you go through checkpoints and all that, you got medications, they want to see you got a prescription for them. So you have enough in your bottles. Do you have enough room in your bottles, what you take to go with you? Medications. A Leatherman, a multi-purpose tool to help you out. Why? It's got a knife on it. You can cut rope. It's got pliers on it to help take out bolts or set up. It's got a lot of things in it. It's got screwdrivers. It's got everything you need, a multi-tool that keep in your kit. Not the one you wear on your side all the time. Keep one in your kit so you know you have it. Have this kit ready. I mean, I would say have all this ready, but you can keep your food and your water. Don't keep your water ready for a year, and then you go out there and that water's been that plastic drug and you're trying to drink it. Keep your water fresh. Use it, buy some more, keep for your kit. Personal documents, medical lists, Medical information, proof of address, proof of who you are. I mean, you got FEMA, you got everybody coming in looking. They want to know who you are. Do you belong there? Family emergency contact information. Extra cash. I always like to keep cash around my house, keep it hid. But I like to keep it around because electric's out. Bank's not open. My debit card's not going to work. So I need something. I have cash. I can barter with cash, not with my card. Nobody wants my card. Even if I give them my PIN number or whatever, they don't want it because it don't work. Emergency blankets. 2 ways. Ones that you can sleep with, and I always recommend, and they're not much, that you have at least one emergency shelter blanket for each person that's in your group. These can be bought at Walmart, back in sporting goods. They're great. They keep you warm. They can be used as a tent. They can reflect a lot of things. So have some emergency blankets in your kit. Maps of the area. GPS is down. Know your area. Know how to get around. Consider needs for family members. How about hearing aids with extra batteries? Glasses, contact lenses, syringes. I mean, if I take my insulin with me and I don't have a syringe, guess what? I'm not going to be able to take it. So make sure you have some syringes, some extra needles, glasses, extra contacts. I mean, some people are blind as a bat about their glasses. So make sure you have them. Baby supplies. You got a baby? Have you got plenty of formula? Diapers? Games for the children. Let's say, excuse me, you're having to go to a shelter. Do you have some games for them to play? Because guess what? When I tell you, electricity out, just as soon as that battery goes down on that iPhone or whatever phone they have no games to play. Do you have something they can play? Pet supplies. You got a pet? You have a collar, a leash, ID, a bowl for them so you can feed them water. Do you have their vaccination record up to date? They have a tag on said that they've been vaccinated for rabies. I mean, you need to make sure you have this because pets are family members. I know some people disagree with me, but my pets are my family members. Back behind me right now is a little old Boston Terrier laying back there. It's my daughter's, but she's in college. So we're keeping him. He's a family member. So our pets are what God gives us to enjoy for a while, but to most people, they're family members. Other supplies, whistle. It's great and wonderful. I have one in my emergency kit. I have one when I go hunting all the time. A whistle can be heard a long ways away. Well, you can yell, and it may go, let's just say you're in the woods, you got good reception, it goes maybe a quarter mile. Where a whistle can be heard up to over half a mile. So increase your capacity. Matches, a way to start a fire. Where you carry matches, waterproof. You just need to have something to start a fire with. Rain gear. Situation. We just said a tornado tore the town up. You may be out in it. It's still raining. It's still dark. You need rain gear. Your clothes will get wet. And if it cools down like it does a lot of times after storms come through, you'll start getting hypothermia. Have some rain gear. Work gloves. Extra clothing. Plastic sheeting and duct tape. You can build a shelter with plastic sheeting and duct tape. May not be much, but it may keep you out of the rain or out of the weather, what you need to do. It will keep you dry, and that's the main thing. Blanket sleeping bags. I mean, you have the sleeping bags that go with you. what you need to do. Involve your children in making these kits. The benefits of involving them, they know where stuff's at. Like I told you, I get older, but my kids are grown. But just say I involved my kids when I was younger building things. They learn the value of putting a kit together, and they know what's in the kit. And a lot of times they know where it's located quicker than you do. Pets, same way. You need to have food. You need to have water for them. Sturdy leashes, harnesses. Current photos of your pets. Say a disaster happened and your pet run off. You need to have a photo where people can see the pet. Additional supplies for sheltering in place. A roll of duct tape, scissors, plastic sheeting. Like I said, that way you'll be able to build a lean-to. Emergency kits. As a chaplain, what do I carry? I carry space blankets because I might be out in disaster where people need them. I carry a bottle of water. I carry a multi-tool. I carry a first aid kit going into these disasters. A lot of times things will be there for you, but then again, may not be. Being a diabetic, I carry protein bars or something that if my sugar starts going down, that I can keep it up. You're stressful. I carry a lot of times my insulin with me. I get stressed. I'm in this situation we're all going to be. We're working. We're doing everything we can. Stress will make blood sugar go up. You're not eating healthy. McDonald's supplied you sausage biscuits or steak biscuits in the morning, and Arby's supplied you roast beef and French fries at lunch. And let's say Popeyes brought you fried chicken and taters for supper. That is not very good for a diabetic. So I need to watch my sugar. I carry a way of checking my sugar in case I don't feel right. Make sure it's just not being tired or it's my sugar. So that's what I carry as a chaplain when I go into disaster. I carry things to take care of people. I carry things to take care of myself because you don't know how long you're going to be there. So make sure you're prepared. Put some kits together. Make sure your family's prepared. It's hard to leave your family if you know they don't have things. It is. Make sure that they're prepared, because if they don't, you're probably not going to leave. That's a decision that you got to make during disaster. Do I stay with my family and take care of them? Is my family okay enough that I can go out and I can help in a capacity that God's called me to be? There's no right or wrong answer on that. God's not going to punish you if you don't go. And pray that God protects you if you do go. So, this finishes up our safety kits and what we need to do. So God bless you, and we will be back and talk about another subject.